Nia chi ni tau chi dat quick nuit binot
Nnaemeka Ali, from Nigeria, from the eastern part of Nigeria. In a few months' time, by December 21st, it will be 6 years since I arrived here in Quebec. I arrived in a winter moment. It was really in full winter, so I moved from around 25, which was cold in my own region, my own country where I'm from, coming down here to -30, -36. It was like moving from hot water to a freeze sea. It was a very big moment. Coming from Nigeria to Quebec was like, okay, it's a change of experience. In Nigeria, the church is still very vibrant, very young. I come to understand that those who come continue coming. So they're not much, but they are present. So they are faithful to the call. So at that point, I was like, okay, it's different from what I knew. But that's about life. There's always diversity. Nous avons 11 communautés Innu. Okay, I have two missions. One is Nnaemeka Ali, which is in Sheffield, very close to Labrador. In fact, it's closer to Labrador than to Quebec ordinarily. Menga is my second mission, as it's called in Innu. It's 9 kilometers from Setie 2. So if you look at it, it's like I have 700 kilometers distance from two of my missions. There are only two ways to go to Sheffield. It's either you go by plane or you go by train. Plane is fast, it's like 1 hour 20 minutes, but it costs a lot. And train is like 13 hours. I was really well welcomed from the day one. They come to you, they bring gifts, they bring stuff. They're like, okay, they welcome. They're also very curious. They want to know about you. Tell us about that. How do you feel? Do you like our place? Do you feel lonely? Do you miss your home? Do you do this and that? So at that point, you feel you are with a community that really wants you to be here, that who really wants to know how you are feeling. Do you like what you are seeing here? Do you like our food? Do you like this and that? These are things that like, okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. They care about you. So at the beginning, it was challenging because you see new things, but it was interesting. You begin to learn language. You also have time to go to the territory or go to activities, social activities, cultural activities. They invite you to the territory, you invite you to activities. So at that point in time, before you know it, you're like, okay, wow, you begin to get used to it. So it was nice, but it wasn't just automatic. There were so many people who made it possible, and mainly the community itself made it possible. When you come to Canada, you stay in a community, but when you watch television, what you see in television is not what you see in the community. So you're like, why is it that in the television they only present natives from negative aspects, but when you see in the community, you know people, young people struggling but fighting to stand. You see families who have businesses, you have people who have their lives and who are in the schools. There are so many similarities. Talk of history, or the history of colonization, history of evangelization, and all stuff like that. These are things I know. So I think there are so many realities apart from geographical aspects of it. But apart from that, if it's history-wise, political-wise, social-wise, I think there's so many similarities that made it very easy to navigate through. They are different, but they are diverse, but not really different. Of course, it's challenging to represent a church that has that's not proud of its relationship with the natives. So at the beginning, you're like, okay, it doesn't matter. Even my place, the church was also opposed. So at the beginning, you're like, you are blind to them. You are blind to this. But as time goes on, you begin to see the effect of such things, like residential school brought harms and troubles and traumas. You begin to observe those stuffs. When you begin to observe them, then you begin to maybe even my place, they should have existed without me knowing them. In our own case, we are like in fifth or sixth generation. So you see a ripple effect of what happened, but you don't see where it's coming. But here it is still connected. You can always see the origin. I know that I can also stand because of the era of the past, condemn the white people, condemn the church, but today I'm one of those ones that should be condemned. So how can I condemn myself? I can't. So we have to be conscious that our elder brothers didn't do what they should have done, that they inflicted injuries, they inflicted traumas, almost helped in wiping away a culture or a people. So you have to accept that. And then what do? You're like, okay, I noticed that, I know about it, but we can reason together. I fight for my own people, even being here, so I can also fight with this. So in that case, we become allies. It's like, yeah, I know your difficulty. It's also mine. But today I'm here representing the same church that persecuted my parents, my ancestors. Then if I'm able to do it, it's because I see something beyond the missionaries who did that. I see that in the message of Christ there are so many good things. They really forgot what they were to do.